This is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. Two men walk into a convenience store. Covering their faces are green Halloween masks, and one is holding a gun. Saeed Sharwani, father of four and part-time employee at the store, becomes animated upon seeing the masked men, causing one would-be robber to run out the door. The gun-wielding robber remains, hopping over the counter to take cash and lottery tickets. Saeed runs around the counter to deter the robber and is subsequently shot in the chest. He manages to get to the phone and call 911, but all he can manage to say is, "Why?"
Waukesha City 911, what's the address of your emergency? Hello? Hello?
Shortly after, he passes away. The crime matches the MO of suspects who have recently engaged in several robberies in southeast Wisconsin. While previously none of the suspects were brought in for questioning due to lack of evidence needed for a search warrant, the current crime is a homicide in addition to being a robbery. The suspect, Kenneth Thomas, is issued a search warrant. While Thomas is not at home, the search warrant leads to a collection of physical evidence and anecdotal evidence by way of interviews with Thomas's roommates, linking Thomas to the crime. Thomas is later located and brought in for questioning.
I got a t-shirt on over here. Can you take it off?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yep. Take that off. Alright, you're wearing just pants? Underwear. Okay. You just keep your hands up. There you go. Pocket right here. Mm-hmm. Alright. Take off my stuff. Do you want your shoes?
Just, yeah, go ahead, take them off. There you go.
Okay. Sorry. Alright.
Hey, why don't you have a seat?
Right here?
That's fine. All right. Now, before I let the detective in charge know that you're hearing what's going on, do you need something? Bathroom, something to drink, something to eat?
I can use a cigarette if that's alright.
A cigarette?
Yeah.
Okay. We're a little different in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We don't allow smoking here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, I got to check with the powers that be if we can maybe bend the rules.
Yeah, that's
But if we can't, we can't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, I mean, everybody does things a little different.
I understand.
Okay.
That's alright.
So, but you're good? No bathroom, no water, no food, nothing for now? All right. Kenneth, appreciate it. Sit tight. We'll be with you in a bit.
Alright.
Okay?
Shenanigans, guess I didn't make bail. Got time and story to tell. Started when I was 9 years old. Woke up, my daddy was gone. I started hustling, you couldn't tell me nothing. Running in the hood, trying to be somebody. My soul is on empty. I'm searching for something. I tried to be good. I tried. Tried to live life on the double, living too fast. Find out you in trouble. Sometimes it gets rough. Tell me where I'm from.
Thomas begins scanning the room for cameras and quickly finds one. His body language changes after realizing that he's being monitored.
Kenneth,
Yeah,
where'd you go?
right here by the door.
Oh, go sit down by the table, please.
That chair's getting hard.
Okay, that's fine.
I can switch?
Yeah, go ahead, switch.
All right.
Hey, dude, man, we got something. I don't want your stinky feet. Water in case you get thirsty, okay? All right. This is Chuck, Detective Benitez.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Kenneth Thomas. Kenneth knows me already. You forgot my name on my birthday sheet, okay?
Did I take your chair?
Don't worry about it.
We're good. Don't worry about it.
I'll let you know if I want to switch. Take turns.
As I explained to you on the way here, there's an investigation.
Yeah.
Your name came up, when you talked to you about it, okay? He's like in charge of most everything, okay?
So you're the boss.
Do I have to call him the boss?
No.
All right, cool. All right,
The title.
This is a rather clever rapport-building technique on the part of the detective. Not only does it elicit a smile from the suspect, but it also tells the suspect that the interviewer is only an employee doing his job. He cannot make special deals, and he's not the top brass of the organization. It allows the detective to place himself at a level closer to the suspect so that they may talk more freely.
Basically, he knows most of the information that needs to be talked about, okay? He briefed me, I was able to review some things, and since we were able to talk a little bit, you know me, I talk to a stranger, right?
Yeah, you cool people.
All right, so figure we might as well sit here and talk together and try to square things away, okay? I was filling him in on a little bit about you, okay?
Yeah.
You know, you living in West Dallas, you're working for your mom, selling, you're also going to school, business, okay? Fill him in on all that type of stuff. A lot of things have been going on. A lot of people have been saying lots of different things, okay? Now, you're from Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other than your visits to Mississippi, like you told me about before, you're always in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay. every place does business differently, okay? Milwaukee does their things their way, Waukesha does their thing our way, okay? It's all a little different, okay? But in the end, what our job is to find out a few things, okay? Number one is the truth about what's going on, okay? And number two, and I think personally, most important, is why things happen, okay? And there's a lot of misconception out there amongst a lot of people.
What's that mean?
Misunderstanding. People don't understand how things work sometimes, and whether it's something on TV or on the news, sometimes they don't really tell it like it is, okay? But basically, what we do out here in Waukesha is when we investigate stuff, we actually don't take sides, okay? We talk with everybody, and we listen to what everybody has to say, okay? We don't make any decisions beforehand, all right? It's important that we don't take sides because we don't want people on one side to say one thing and distort it or make it look bigger or worse than it really is, okay? And we don't want the other side to try and see if they can get away with something, okay? Our job is to find out the truth about what happened. It's important to hear everybody's side, because if we don't hear everybody's side, then what are we left doing?
What you have to do?
We're left taking the information that we have been told and going with that. And it wouldn't be fair to people if we didn't get the whole story, and a decision would be made based on just partial information, right?
While what the detective is saying is in part true, as we will see later, the detective is employing the read technique, which is a manipulative method of interrogation designed to extract a confession. A suspect unfamiliar with the read technique, which accounts for 99% of the suspects in a police interrogation, is likely to be convinced by the detective's appeal to fairness and attempting to get the whole story by interviewing everyone. This is the first phase of the read interrogation, and the goal is to lower the suspect's defenses. The read technique was invented shortly after physical violence was banned from use in police interrogations in the United States after the Supreme Court case Brown v. Mississippi in 1936. At the time, the read technique was seen as a non-violent approach at forcing a confession from a suspect. Needless to say, this interrogation strategy has led to many false confessions due to its manipulative nature. In this particular case, however, the police already have enough evidence to convict Thomas. At this point, they are hoping to reduce the cost and time of the conviction by extracting a confession. The detective thus employs a textbook read technique interview strategy, which typically starts with about 30 minutes of rapport building before the heat is turned up.
You don't want people saying stuff about other people if it's not the truth or if parts are left out or things aren't understood.
She said thing.
That's part of it, okay? There's other things that we need to understand why things happen the way they happen, okay? When people go about and do their business, whether it's legitimate business or illegitimate business, okay, they do things a certain way. They start out with a thing like when you go door to door selling your goods for your mother's business, okay? You want to build a business, you want to get your name out there, you want to be people familiar with your company's name and say, hey, I bought some good products from this company, they made my house look nice, I'm going to tell my neighbor, and they want to do that, okay? You don't want people saying bad things about that, right? If they do, when you go knock on that person's door and says, I heard about you, I don't want to deal with you. Okay? We want to make sure that we get the full understanding of what's going on from your perspective and not everybody else's perspective. Okay? We need to understand is if someone had an idea about how something was going to go and it didn't turn out that way, why didn't it turn out that way? Did something happen that was unexpected? Did something happen that surprised that individual and ended up being like, oh no, how do I deal with this? And something went wrong. And it wasn't an intentional thing, it was just something that, damn, why did it have to happen that way? Okay? But we need to understand that. And we need to understand it from everybody's perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we don't understand it from everybody's perspective, what ends up happening?
You guys gotta do what you gotta do.
People are gonna make decisions based on limited information, and then those decisions may be, in the end, not appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When a decision has to be made, it should be made on all the information available out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't think that's water? Or would you rather be vodka?
I'm just, very cautious about my life.
Okay, no, that's fine. I understand.
I was taught like that, raised like that.
Okay. Well, that was sealed. You saw that was sealed.
Yeah, I know it could be sealed and still, things happen to it. I know, trust me. I watch a lot of CSI and
Okay.
48 and all that good stuff. So I know.
What do you like about those shows?
I don't like the shows at all.
Why do you watch them then?
To see how you guys work.
Okay. But you know that's TV.
Yeah.
Like CSI.
That's real. That's real though.
CSI, you know how fast they solve a crime in CSI?
How fast?
In 60 minutes. That's how long the show is.
Yeah, that's real.
We don't solve a show in 60 minutes.
I know, but it's some of you guys solve things like this.
In some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In other cases, it's important to be thorough. Don't you think that's right?
Yeah,
Okay. Don't you think it's important for us to get all the information that's available out there and to get the truth as to how things happen?
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's your job.
Exactly. But what's most important about it
You
is...
guys have to take my coat. It's cold as hell.
You want it?
Yeah, I really would like my coat.
Yeah, go ahead. That's no problem.
It's cold.
Okay, not a problem.
Thomas made a smart decision here by asking for his own coat instead of a blanket.
So I just want to make sure that you can read these over. And
Ain't got much in the way of blankets, but
That'll work, man.
it'll at least cover you up a little bit.
so if you could just write,
What our job is to make sure we understand why things happen the way they happen so the right decision is made on how to deal with it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We don't want people making decisions based on the wrong information. Okay? And there's information, obviously, that you have that can help us understand the circumstances of what's going on. Why just you?
Yeah, why don't nobody else have this information that could help you guys?
Well, there are other people that have the information, and we have people out there going to talk to them if they're not talking to them right now. Okay?
So who all was brung here? Just me?
Asking whether others were brought in for interviews is a telling question. Thus far, Thomas has attempted to give the impression that he does not know why he's being questioned. Yet he asks whether others are being questioned, clearly concerned whether his accomplices have given police any information. For detectives, this is exactly the type of question they want to hear, as it demonstrates a curiosity from the suspect as to exactly what evidence the police are in possession of. Curiosity has killed the cat in many police interrogations, causing the suspect to continue forward in an interrogation just to see what evidence the police will pull out, when the smart decision would be to end the interview. In fact, one common approach in the Reed technique is to tease the suspect with hints of yet unrevealed evidence when the suspect seems close to shutting down. When Thomas reduces his cooperativeness or ceases giving new information, the detective can pull out the other interviews later as a trump card. For now, the detective will remember Thomas's question, and, as Thomas is currently highly cooperative, will tell the lie that Thomas is the only one being subjected to an interview.
For now, just you, yes.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
So there's some things that we'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
Find out a little bit more about you in Waukesha. Okay? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Excellent. All right. You said you're on paper, right?
Yeah.
So you've been around the block.
Yeah.
You know how things
What
work.
you mean around the block?
Dealt with the cops before.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I told the truth though. That's why I'm on papers.
right.
Like if I would never said nothing, I could be at home, off of probation, just chilling. But no, I helped the police get the guys who it was, and not
Okay.
all everything on me.
So what happened to those guys?
They did their time.
Okay.
Got out, tried to retaliate.
Okay. But they did time?
Yeah.
You didn't get time?
I did like 45 days and 3 years on paper. That was the plea.
Oh, 45 days in the house?
Yeah, house correction.
Oh, that's nothing. What those guys have to do?
Shit, it was.
Was that bad?
I'm not used to being away from home from my mom.
I understand that. What did the other guys end up doing?
I really don't. I don't remember. I know they had some kind of like a couple years though.
Okay.
See, the case was more about it was a burglary,
Mm-hmm.
stolen property,
Okay.
and driving without owner's consent. See, I didn't have nothing to do with the burglary or none of that. I just, I had got the car, and my fingerprints was in it, so I told him how I got the car.
Okay.
I wasn't involved in that. So he got everything. Put the driver without owner's consent.
Okay. Because you were in the car and your fingerprints were there. I mean, you can't undo that. It happened.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So it is what it is. So they made you sit a little time in the house and then put you on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And paper sucks because, as you said on the way here, you can't smoke weed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sing and I do music too. That's my little side thing I do.
Okay. All right. So you put like songs or videos out?
Yeah, I'm all over there.
Nice. On the internet?
I'm everywhere.
You YouTube it, or how do you do it?
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Okay. So all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
all over the web. Facebook.
What's the biggest number of hits you got on a video?
Probably like 10,000.
Really?
It's more than that. I couldn't tell you, man. That's the first time, though. When I first put my first video on there,
Yeah.
it's like 10,000.
Okay.
9,000.
So that's why you want to set up that warehouse for talented people, because you're one of them talented people.
Yeah, most definitely. I dance and I'm a good artist. I could tell you. Sitting right
Good.
there. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Excellent. All right. Well, there's some things that we need to talk about. Things that we'd like to clear up. So let's get to it, okay? I know I got your name, address, all that fun stuff on the way here. A couple things I forgot to ask you about. How far did you get in school?
I dropped out at 12th grade.
12th grade? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you try to get GED or HSED or anything like that?
Yeah.
How'd that work?
I'm feeling it, just because all the things happening in my family, it's been a lot of deaths.
Okay.
A lot of people going to jail.
Okay.
The family just breaking apart.
So a lot of stress out there in your life?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. So you got that. You're helping your mother out with her business. You're going to school. You're working on your own business ideas. So you got a lot of things going on.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Understand that. Okay. All right. What we do here at the Waukesha Police Department, before we talk to anybody about any investigation, we read them their rights. So obviously you've had your rights read to you before?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's nothing new to you.
No.
Okay, that's fine. So we just do this as a matter of routine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. If there's something you don't understand or you have a question, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All right. First one is you have the right to remain silent. Second one, if you decide to give up that right, anything you say may be used against you in court. Third one, you have the right to consult with an attorney and have an attorney present during any questioning. Fourth one, if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided you by the court. And the last one is understanding the above rights, are you willing to speak with me? Okay.
About what?
Well,
I need to know.
A few things.
Okay. Before I know what this is. Before I sign this,
Yeah.
I need to know. I've been locked down for a day and a half.
Okay.
I still don't know what is everything about.
Okay.
They just came and got me, and there was a bunch of things on this sheet saying that I was involved in, but I don't,
What were the things that you saw on the sheet that you were involved in?
They said drugs and guns.
Okay, that was a search warrant that you asked about at your apartment. Okay, and I explained to you on the way here that was something that Milwaukee was dealing with.
Okay, and now that's what I asked about. I asked because they told me. They said Waukesha. Well, actually, it was me when I was in the cell. They was talking to this guy, and they said, "No, you gotta wait for Waukesha County because they come to get you."
Right.
But turns out it wasn't him they was coming to get. It was me they come to get. So as I asked, I was like, "What they come to get me for? Like, what is this about?"
Okay. What we found out
was told.
What we found out from Milwaukee when
Yeah.
they did the search warrant, they collected evidence. Okay, and some of the evidence that they collected was tied to an incident in Waukesha. Okay.
So what was the evidence they collected?
Clothing, and they did find a gun in the apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, and other things. Okay.
Okay.
Again, Thomas demonstrates an interest in the specifics of the evidence the police possess. The detective once more withholds the full, truthful answer, only mentioning clothes and a gun. He intentionally avoided mentioning the discovery of more damning evidence, such as the masks used in the robbery and the stolen lottery tickets.
That stuff was used in a robbery in Waukesha. Okay, so we need to understand, all right, hey, where did that custom stuff come from? How did it get in the apartment? Stuff like that. Okay? Your apartment, right?
Yeah, it's my apartment.
Okay, so wouldn't it make sense that we ask the people who live there about it?
Yeah, sure.
So that's why we want to talk. All right? Fair enough?
Fair enough.
You want to talk then?
Yeah.
Excellent. So what I'm going to ask you to do, your answer is yeah. So I just need you to put your initials next to that answer and then sign your name right there for me.
KT.
However you initial something. KT works good. Yep. All right. Sign my name. Okay. So Milwaukee does a search warrant at your apartment, and you're there, and you were telling me that your brothers and sisters were also there.
Yeah.
Okay. Help me out here. Who was all there besides you?
When? That yesterday night?
At the search warrant. Yeah, when the Milwaukee police came. Who was all there?
Everybody they got. My brothers.
Yeah, but you help me out with their names.
Deontay Stinson.
Deontay Stinson. Okay, and is he your older or younger?
Oldest.
Okay. And who else?
Skindra Stinson.
Shakendra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Levante Stinson.
And Shakendra's sister?
Yeah, oldest sister.
And who else?
Delicia Stinson.
Delicia?
Yeah.
And who's she? Sister?
Cousin.
She's a cousin. Okay. All right. So we got Deontay, Shakendra, Delicia. Who else was there?
I'm trying to think of these guys' names. I don't know their names, but they live next door.
This seems to be Thomas's plan B. While at first he denied everything, Thomas realizes now that the detective has some evidence against him. He is assuming that the detectives do not have his accomplices in custody and hereafter attempts to pin the crime on his accomplices while preserving an image of not really knowing who they are so as to avoid deeper questioning. For the detective, this is a good development, as Thomas is now beginning to give information implicating the other actors in the crime. Were the detective to have prematurely shown his hand, namely the hard evidence against Thomas, Thomas likely would have gone into defensive mode instead of deflective mode, and his neighbors might not have been brought up.
Oh, they were there at the warrant?
No, they wasn't. They was part that. I think they was there. I don't know who. I wasn't.
Okay.
I couldn't see who they all took. I know they took everybody though.
Okay, so you think guys next door?
No, I don't think. I know they were there. They should have got them.
Okay. All right.
And
all right.
My baby brother, Levante Stinson.
Levante, okay.
Me?
Okay. Well, you mentioned on the car, because you were asking me about why did they use a flashbang?
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of that, and then you mentioned that the baby was there?
Yeah.
Okay, so the baby was there too?
Yeah.
Okay, was the baby mama there?
Yeah.
Okay, what's her name?
Shamika Bounds.
Shamika? Okay. Okay. And the two guys next door? What do you mean by next door? The next apartment?
Yeah, next apartment.
Okay. And what's their names?
I actually don't even know these guys. We just was hanging out, kicking it.
Just kicking it?
They came back last night and bought a lot of shit.
Okay.
We kicked it, smoked it, weed.
Okay. Do you know, you may not know their full names. Do you know a first name or a street name or a nickname or something like that they go by?
Something. They got it tatted over their eyebrows.
Okay.
I think one was named Yeah, well, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you, but it said never fold under one.
Okay. Never fold. Okay, under one. What was the other guy's?
He had a tattoo that said, better not, something better, it said something about better.
Something better?
Yeah,
Okay.
some shit like that.
Okay. All right. Do you remember a nickname or something they called each other or something somebody, you know, like...
Fo. They from Chicago, so they say Fo.
Fo? They say Fo?
Fo.
Fo? F-O?
Yeah, like Fo. Like, what up, Fo?
Okay, but did they use a name or just...
No, that's what they call each other, Fo.
Okay. Okay. So they from Chicago call each other Fo. Okay.
Yeah, they're cool people.
All right.
I let them come over and stay a few times.
Do they live there alone across the hall?
They stay with this lady. But actually, the lady kicked them, well, was supposed to be kicking them out, so I let them come stay in mine for a few days, you know.
Okay. Who's the lady?
Her mom lived downstairs from me.
Okay.
So that's her daughter, you know.
Okay, do you know her name at all?
Amanda.
Amanda?
Yeah.
Oh, is her mom the one living downstairs, the one that you don't like? Or she don't like you?
Yeah, she don't like me.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you were telling me about your neighbor you didn't like.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Okay.
She didn't like the guys either that our daughter had in her house.
Uh-huh.
Cause you know they was taking her rent money and you know she's back on rent payment and all this other stuff.
Oh, so you think they were taking advantage of her?
Yeah, they were taking her. I just let them come over. You know, I'm a cool guy, so I let them come stay in my apartment for a few days.
Okay. Okay. When was that?
Like the past few weeks, they was here. They've been in my apartment.
Okay. All right. So, you said something about last night or something. You mean the night before the search warrant?
Last night, they were there. I'm surprised the police didn't get them.
Okay. They may have just walked up because...
They were at my house, though. I don't know.
Were you sleeping when this happened?
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Okay, so they were there when you were awake still?
No, when I fell asleep, they were there. When I went to bed last night, they were there. Like, they stayed there.
Okay. Last night meaning the night before the warrant?
No.
Because you stayed at the Milwaukee jail last night.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I just, make sure. No, that's fine, I understand.
You're right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
all right.
They stayed there.
Okay.
They was there about a week or so. Yeah.
Okay. So they were staying there a week. Okay, and then you guys were just kicking and stuff?
Yeah, one was tall, bald head.
Okay.
And
well, how old is that guy?
He was like 28. Yeah, 28.
Okay.
And one was short.
Okay. Was he bald too? Okay.
He had red hair.
Red hair? How long was his red hair? I mean, you got reddish hair too, was it?
Yeah, his was red. Like, I can't say you got I had red hair. It was just something like this.
It was brighter than yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the night before that, we all went blind our hair and shit.
Oh, okay.
That's why you see my brother with blind tips.
Yeah,
and you see my oldest brother with the blind patch right there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Weird.
Is that her or?
He.
Oh, he, okay.
I said my brother. They got blind tips.
They got blind tips, okay.
And a blind patch and, all this other shit.
So one was tall with blonde, or bald head, and the other in 28, and the other shorter one about how old is he?
He was in his state, like 23, 24.
Okay.
Buff, stocky.
A little stocky?
Yeah.
What about the other guy, the tall guy?
He's skinny, slim.
Skinny? All right.
Yeah. But they from Chicago, though.
Okay, where in Chicago? They say what neighborhood?
No, they just say they from the projects.
Okay. Oh, that's projects down there. You ever been to Chicago?
No.
No, okay. All right. So what brings them up here?
They said they was doing hot shit down there. They burnt their...
I can't understand you get that.
They burnt their city up.
Oh, what do they mean by that? When someone tells you that, what do you think?
They did bad shit.
They did bad shit, so they had to be down there.
Yeah,
they had to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
so most likely they probably met off the date line.
Okay.
And the short one dated her.
Short one dated her? Okay. Okay. So, the night before the search warrant they said they brought some stuff over and you rolled some up, smoked some?
Yeah, some weed.
Okay.
They had a lot of money.
They did? How much money did they have with them?
I couldn't tell you. I know it's just a lot of money.
Okay. All right. What time did they roll by?
It was late night.
Oh, what time?
I couldn't tell you that, sir.
Okay.
Honest.
Okay. Dark out?
It was dark out.
How much weed did they bring with them?
Like a halfie. But they were there already, and we were just sitting there bored, you know. We was all sitting there bored. They were there, and they came over, you know, they just sitting, we all looking at each other, laughing and kicking it, and they was like, we'll be right back. I think they came back like 30 minutes or to an hour.
Okay. So did they show up with the money and the weed before that or after that?
That's after that.
That's after that?
After when they came back, then they had everything.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are just sitting around?
Yeah.
You and your brothers and sisters and cousin?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then they left? But you don't know?
No, I never seen them leave. They were still there when I went in the room and like laid down, you know.
Oh, so you don't know if they left the apartment or not?
No.
Okay, but when you came back out of your room, then they had money and weed?
No, listen.
How'd that work?
Listen.
That's why, yeah.
Listen, first, we was all kicking it that night.
Yeah.
They leave, come back.
Okay.
Then they had everything. Then that's when we started to kick it.
Okay.
But after we got done kicking it, I went to my room.
Oh, okay. I see.
And laid down.
Uh-huh.
Then I dozed off. It was still, they had the music playing. They were still doing their thing.
All right.
But after that, I fell asleep. I don't remember. I thought they were still there. That's why I asked if the police had got them too.
Oh, okay. All right. Now it makes sense. Well, I appreciate you explain that to me. All right.
Yeah, but these guys, they hot heads.
How are they hotheads?
They is. They tell you. They hot heads.
Okay. So when they came back with this money and this weed, did they say where they went?
No.
Okay.
They said, like, I told you I was going to get you, fool. I told you I was going to come turn up with you. It's like, dang, he wasn't lying.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we kicked it and all this other good shit.
Okay. So you guys roll some blunts?
Yeah.
Who rolls the best?
He do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really haven't been smoking weed. I just started back smoking weed when they came, you know.
Yeah.
Fit in and shit.
Sure, I hear
I
you.
know I wasn't supposed to be smoking weed, man. I'm on probation and all this other shit.
Well, we ain't gonna worry about that. It's no big deal. Not to us. It happened in Milwaukee or whatever, West Dallas anyway, so I don't really care about that.
Alright.
So, alright. So what were these guys wearing that night when they left and came back? Do you remember?
Yeah. They had on the same thing they left out with. Pajamas. They both have pajamas on.
They had pajamas on? What kind of pajamas?
Like checkers.
Notably, Thomas's story about the men he's trying to pin the crime on is exactly the same as the true story, only with Thomas being replaced by a mystery man. He's taking the "I've been framed" angle, which allows him to simply tell the truth, only without having to admit that he's the main actor of the crime. In a way, this is better than lying, as Thomas need not keep track of his lies, and consistency is a given. However, the fact that Thomas's information matches exactly to the police evidence is naturally suspicious. Witnesses often forget or misremember facts, but Thomas, playing the witness, remembers all the right details. In essence, Thomas has just agreed to the police's narrative of the crime, and now the detective's only task is to show Thomas was involved.
Okay. What else?
I think one had a big ass brown coat.
Okay.
But when he came back, he didn't have the coat no more.
Okay.
I forgot how the tall one was dressed.
Okay. You don't remember what the tall one was wearing at all?
Mm-mm.
All right. So, they come back, they got the weed, you guys smoke up. All right. They were talking about anything unusual, anything that surprised you?
They was hyper as hell. Like,
They were hyper?
they was happy as hell.
They were hyper and happy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you think?
I think he came in my room and said, I'm gone, folks. That's what he said. He said, I'm gone, folks. But I was too sleepy. I was high as hell. So I really couldn't, picture who it was. It wasn't none of my people because they was, obviously, if they didn't get the dudes, they left.
Okay.
So I think he came back that night and said, I'm gone, folks. But I was asleep. I don't remember what the fuck was happening.
Okay. All right.
We sleep with our door open, so
Do you?
unlocked.
All right. So what about this gun that they found in the apartment? Where did it come from?
Couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell. I don't even know where they found the gun at.
Okay. They found it in a diaper box.
A diaper box?
Yeah.
Was it put, like, when was it put there?
When was it put there?
Who? You talking about my nephew's diaper box?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was put there, Jim.
Yeah, I don't think, normally, especially with the baby in the room, you keep a gun in a diaper box.
No. See, it's funny though, how everything gets up. They gone.
So, do these guys have a gun?
Yeah, they got lots of guns.
They got lots of guns? What kind of guns these guys got?
Got a few handguns.
Okay, when did you see
What
these
kind
guys
of gun
with
was
handguns?
this?
It was a handgun.
I know it was a handgun.
It was a black one.
A black, like what type of handgun?
It was a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got shit like that.
Do they?
The detective has attempted to respond to Thomas's question without giving the complete answer, which is the actual make of the gun. Again, the detective wants to withhold evidence linking Thomas to the crime until absolutely necessary. So he plays dumb about the details of the gun, going from handgun to black gun to 9mm. As Thomas's questions push the resultant answer increasingly toward revealing the actual make of the gun, the detective becomes more uncomfortable, as evidenced by his body language. This common but oft ignored motion is called spontaneous facial self-touch and is an unconscious self-soothing reaction to stress. The Reed technique emphasizes interrogator control over the interview, and detectives can sometimes lose their composure when suspects attempt to take control of the conversation.
When's the last time you seen them?
When last time I seen them?
Yeah.
The guys?
Yeah.
I just told you the night that everything happened,
Oh.
The night before they came and got us.
Oh, they had the gun that night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which one had it?
The short one.
Short one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What kind of gun did he have?
sounded like the one you was all black. It was all black. The one sounded like the one you said just.
Okay. So he had a black handgun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before you said something about a high point.
Yeah, that's what he said it was. He said he had high points right here, Bo.
Okay.
This is what the detective wanted. Instead of having to reveal to Thomas the make of the gun, the detective extracted from the suspect the actual gun model, a Hi-Point C9. One criticism of the Reed technique is that the police will sometimes throw all the evidence on the table and then employ manipulative strategies to make a suspect connect himself to the crime, sometimes leading to convicting innocent suspects. To avoid having interrogations being thrown out for such reasons, detectives prefer for the suspects to bring up the evidence themselves when possible. As the police already have a preponderance of evidence against Thomas, they know that if Thomas talks enough, he will likely bring up the evidence himself, which is exactly what has been occurring through the interview thus far.
Probably was his handgun.
Probably was his?
Yeah.
You see where he get it from?
Did I see where he get it from?
Yeah.
They go down to the city and get all the guns and come back here.
Okay. What other guns? You said they had lots of guns.
One had it was a revolver.
Okay. Who, the short one or the tall one?
Tall one.
When did you see him with that?
The night they was there, they had all them guns. They had like 3 guns on.
Okay. Who had the tall one had a revolver?
2 revolvers.
Okay. What color were they?
Silver. They was like this.
Okay.
Something around there.
You know what rounds? 38s, 357s, 22s.
I couldn't tell you.
You don't know? They didn't say?
Tell you, no.
Okay. You're not a big gun guy?
Listen, I am gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this though.
Okay.
They asked for some bullets. My mama gun is registered.
Oh, your mom has a gun?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
registered. She has a 9mm.
Okay. All right.
I had got some bullets out of my mom's bag, and I had gave to those guys.
Okay. What kind of bullets, you know?
They were 9 bullets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What color were they?
What color were the bullets?
Yeah, do you remember? Sometimes they come in different colors, like brass casing or silver casing.
They were silver. Not silver. They're like brownish.
Brownish? Okay.
Yeah.
How many bullets did you give them?
Like 9. No, actually, I gave them 4 because the other ones I put up on my cabinet.
Where was your cabinet?
When the police came in, they saw them. They saw the bullets.
The cabinet in the living room or the bedroom?
In my room.
In your room, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put those bullets there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
I was going to give them back to my mom.
okay,
He already asked, so he said, I just need 5.
okay. Which one asked for the bullets?
The short one.
Okay,
The tall one guns was fully loaded.
okay. So how many bullets did you give him?
Just 4.
4, you gave him 4 bullets?
Yeah, he had 5.
Okay. Okay,
4 or 5. I really don't remember. 4 or 5, I think. It's one of them.
okay. So then when you gave him the bullets, where was that?
That was that same night.
Where were you in the apartment when you did that?
I gave him the bullets. Where was I? I was in my room.
Okay. Was it just you and him, or was anybody else in there?
It was me, him, and the other guy.
And the other guy, the tall guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, nobody else didn't really know what was going on.
Okay.
But I kind of figured what they asked for the bullets for. They stick up guys.
They stick up guys, that's what they do?
That's what they do.
Have they talked about that?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. They burned up the city. They burned up Chicago.
Because they did stick ups down there.
Yeah, so they had to come here.
They come here and, start burning up Milwaukee?
Burning up Milwaukee.
Okay.
They go along with it.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed their identification, though.
What do you mean they changed identification?
They dyed their hair a lot.
They dyed their hair a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, one can't dye his hair. One bald was bald.
Right, I mean, he is the way he is.
The short
Okay.
one. The short one through the.
And the bald head is a never fold guy.
Yeah, it never fold.
Okay.
Never fold.
Okay. All right. So then, they, how long were they at the apartment before they left? With the bullets and stuff?
I never seen them left.
Okay.
That's the night everybody turned up.
Okay.
You know, I got so high, I went in the room and laid down.
Okay.
I don't know, after that, I don't really remember what was going on. I was asleep, shit.
Okay.
I know they was having fun, though, you know what I mean? Everybody was all around the house.
Sure. Okay. Did you ever leave the apartment at all that night?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right. Anybody else ever leave the apartment that you're aware of?
Mm-mm. No, not that I know of.
Okay. Was that Amanda girl? Was she over kicking it with you guys smoking?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Was any other girl over? Other than the group, your sisters, your cousin?
Just them two.
Just them two? Okay. They got a car? How do they get around?
They have people, they call up people.
They call up people like who?
Yeah, like friends and shit, people that they already know here.
Okay. You get rides from those people too?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hell no. I like I told you, I don't leave unless it's with my mama.
Okay.
I don't go nowhere unless it's with my mama.
Okay.
They with her, I'm in the apartment.
All right. Do you know who they called to go when they left?
No, sir. I couldn't tell you
Okay.
what they called.
Okay.
Car, I think, was color, was it? I don't even remember. cops at night. I like the cars. You like the color cars that do come and get them.
Okay.
There's it's a black one.
Okay.
Big van.
A black one and what else?
A big van.
A big van? Okay.
Yeah. Them like the only cars I saw before.
Does anybody come up and say, hey, we're here, or how did, do you ever see the people who come get them? No?
Never get out the car.
Okay.
They just be like, I'll be back for. They come knock on my door and be like, I'll be back for.
Alright. Alright.
I just started knowing you. Like, only reason I know them because there's an incident that occurred with her daughter and me.
What's that?
And her daughter, I guess, she kept coming over here to get her boyfriend mad. So with the little short one, she dates the short one. And he came, they approached us on some tough stuff.
Okay.
And that's when my mom was there. So I guess I got kind of guess my mom kind of saved us because she had her gun on her side.
Right.
So I guess she kind of saved us because they came there on some beastie stuff like woo woo woo, telling us like don't be talking to these girls and you know what I mean. Some tough guys, man, big tough guys, man. That's all it is.
So how'd that work out?
We got cool. Like I had no choice. I lived there, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was like, man, I'm not on none of that, bro. I'm cool, bro. You come over chill anytime.
Okay.
So they started coming over chilling, but I could tell, man, they didn't like us. They wanted to beef with us anyways.
Okay.
Just on the behalf they mama don't like us, you know what I mean? Her daughter.
Okay. All right. Part of the evidence that they found was that gun, those bullets, some clothes. Okay. They also found other items in there, like a mask, a green mask.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd that green mask come from?
The low quality of interrogation video makes it difficult to see, but Thomas makes revealing expressions as the detective affirms the discovery of the green masks in Thomas's apartment. At this point, Thomas knows that the police have conclusive evidence linking him to the crime, and goes all in with the story of being framed by his neighbors.
I couldn't tell you. I swear I couldn't tell you where the fuck no green mask came from. Like I said, man, them guys, man, they came back there that night, man. They was rowdy up, man. They was really, you know what I mean? Like you could tell, like, when somebody done did something or something. You know, I knew they did something. I just don't know what they did though.
Okay.
They came back. I got high, man. I got high and fell asleep, man.
Well, now that we've been talking, what do you think they did out here in Waukesha?
Man, they did a mask, a gun, they robbed somebody, man. They robbed somebody, probably came back and threw the evidence off on us, man.
Okay. That's what you think happened?
Yeah, because if they not caught, if they didn't get, caught, where they gone. You know what I mean? They gone.
Right.
So they out and about still having fun while somebody else going down for the shit they did.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay. So you understand why it's important that we talk and figure stuff out?
Yeah, now I understand. I was lost, man. I didn't know what the hell was going on, man. I understand, man. And it's fucked up, you know what I mean?
Okay. So the part of what you understand is not only do we talk to people, though we get evidence and we look at evidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And even though you watch CSI and that first 48 stuff, that's Hollywood and that's, sort of like how it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. But in real life, it happens a little different, okay? In real life, it's a little more scientific and a little more specific. They don't put all that dramatic stuff in there.
Right.
They got to put the dramatic stuff in there for TV, right?
Yeah.
You'd be interested in watching it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. And obviously, we don't solve things in 60 minutes.
Right.
Okay, it takes us some time, but there's a reason why it takes us some time. Because we want to get things right. Exactly. The things that we do, things like they do, is we do the fingerprint stuff and the DNA stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
right?
now when I ask you some questions.
Sure, of course.
How is this? You still haven't told me how is this leading back to me?
Well, the evidence from the robberies at your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, what would make, you know what I mean? Somebody would have to call in and be like, okay, these guys, they just did this and this their location.
the evidence from the robbery was found in your home.
Yeah, I know. You
Right,
told me
so
that.
when Milwaukee Police Department calls us and say, hey, remember that robbery you guys had? I go, yeah. He says, the clothing, the gun, the mask, and other items of evidence that was taken in the robbery is found at this house.
Right.
I says, okay. So we talk with everybody in the house. Okay? We've talked to everybody in the house.
All right.
Okay?
So what everybody been saying?
We talked to your brothers, your sisters. Okay? We can't talk to everybody at once, right?
Right.
Okay? At some point in time, it's your turn to talk.
Right.
So that's what we're doing here now. Okay? But in the same time, we're processing other evidence. Okay? We're processing surveillance videos. We're processing the gun. Okay? We're processing the ammunition. We're processing everything that was found. Okay? And we're trying to see, okay, how does this all match up? Where does this evidence take us? Okay? We look at the surveillance video, and we see how things all match up. Okay? It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. Okay? And when you start putting the puzzle together, you don't know exactly, but as you get more pieces, you get a very clear picture and it fits in. Okay? And what's fitting in
is the evidence at our crib.
Is the evidence at your crib, but more so is the evidence that you were in on that robbery in Waukesha.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So that's what the evidence shows.
Hold on, run it back. What you say? You said the evidence that what?
The evidence and the information that we learned from everybody we talked to shows that you were in on that robbery in Waukesha.
Yeah, how was I in on it?
How was you in on it?
Yeah, you got my prints. You got my prints, my face on camera.
Interviews with Thomas's roommates, friends, and siblings have revealed that Thomas has a habit of showing off his gun. However, after doing so, he would always wipe down the gun, exclaiming to one witness that he does not want his fingerprints on the gun. Thomas, with his degree in criminal forensic science from CSI University, knows for certain that if the police don't have your fingerprints or face, they are simply out of luck in regard to pinning a crime on you. Hence his confidence in this interrogation.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I like to see all that.
Huh? Well, I don't have it with me right now, obviously. Okay?
Right. Why you don't have it with you, though? Let's check this out.
Okay.
If that was me,
Mm-hmm.
why would you have all the evidence pointing out in front of us?
You want to see all the surveillance video right now? Obviously, we don't have one in the room.
You are about to see why this detective is playing the slow game. He's been patiently sitting on evidence for over an hour, just waiting for the right time. Instead of bringing out all the evidence immediately to attack Thomas, the detective saves the evidence to be brought out as counters to Thomas's denials. Watch this.
Surveillance with my face direct on it.
Yes, we do. We have that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So why you didn't show me pictures? Why you didn't show me pictures like this is you on this?
Pictures?
Yeah.
This is the gun at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the gun in the diaper box. The shoes that you were wearing. This is the mask that you were wearing. Okay.
Thank you for watching. I know we kind of cut it in the middle here, but this interrogation is actually 13 hours long. And being so, I've decided I'm going to break it into parts, just like the Samantha Wolford interrogation, which I'm still working on. If you like this interrogation, please let me know by clicking the like button, and subscriptions always help too. Right now, I have a sick toddler at home, so my work has been pushed back a little bit. And this one came out a little later than expected. But moving forward, I'd like to have an upload schedule where at least I can get a video out every week. And I'm aiming for Sunday mornings if you want to know when they come out. And I'm always going to put one video out early, a week early, for my Patreon subscribers. So if you don't want to wait for the newest video, please consider signing up there. As always, thanks for watching.